Examiners focus on a few things when creating your exams: structure, learning outcomes they aim to measure, and different levels in difficulty. In this class, you're going to learn how to ask questions like examiners and what's going through their heads with what they're asking you. They begin by breaking the topic down into main ideas and details that you, as a student, need to master. But before that, they ask one important question: what kind of thinking am I testing? Memorizing? Explaining? Problem solving? Based on their answer, they tailor your questions accordingly by following a simple system: Bloom's taxonomy, a framework designed in 1956 by an educational psychologist, Benjamin Bloom, to help teachers assess the different cognitive levels of students. It organizes learning into 6 levels. 1. Remembering. This is the foundation. The purpose is simply to recall facts or information. Examiners are testing memory. Therefore, these questions are about remembering information exactly as it was taught. Questions like these generally use action words like define, name, list, identify, label, select, choose, match. For example, what is the capital city of France? Name 3 branches of government. Label the parts of a cell in a diagram. Level 2. Understanding. Here, you are expected to provide an explanation or summary of ideas or concepts that you know. These questions are assessing how well you understand the meaning of what you learned. Examiners usually use words like explain, describe, summarize, compare, analyze, classify. For example, explain the role of chlorophyll in photosynthesis. Summarize the main idea of this passage. Compare and contrast mitosis and meiosis. Level 3. Applying. Using information in a new situation. These questions ask you to take what you know and apply it to solving problems or completing tasks. It's especially common in these subjects. To test yourself for this purpose, create scenarios where you must use your knowledge to solve problems. Use action words such as solve, demonstrate, apply, calculate, illustrate, show, and use. For example, use the correct form of the verb to be in the following sentence. Demonstrate how to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. How would photosynthesis be affected if a plant is placed in a completely dark environment for a week? Level 4. Analysis. Breaking down information into parts. Here, examiners want you to dig deeper, identify patterns, and explore how parts relate to the whole. Common action words used with these questions are analyze, distinguish, differentiate, examine, investigate, and categorize. For example, analyze the author's argument in this article. What evidence supports their main point? Distinguish between renewable and non-renewable energy sources. Level 5. Evaluating. Can you make judgments based on criteria and justify those decisions? These questions ask you to express opinions or make decisions backed up with evidence or reasoning. You know you're being asked to do this when examiners use words like evaluate, justify, assess, argue, prioritize, and critique. For example, evaluate the effectiveness of this strategy for preparing for exams. Do you agree with the character's decision in the story? Justify your answer. Critique the research study and identify its limitations. Level 6. Creating. Producing original work. Examiners create these questions to challenge you to think outside the box and use what you've already learned to make something new. Action words include design, create, invent, compose, propose, formulate, and construct. For example, design a plan to reduce water consumption in your community. Compose a poem about changing seasons. Propose an alternative ending to the story. When you do create these questions, try to balance the difficulty at each level to challenge yourself just as the examiner would. Try mixing formats, short answers, multiple choice, paragraphs, essays, diagrams, etc.